day, and welcome back to another Bonds Property Tour. Struth. Today, we've got the W family here in Nolanville, Tennessee, checking out this grouse home that's up for grabs. And I reckon you're gonna absolutely love it, mate. Now, before I get started, I want to give a massive shout out to the listing agent, Terry Radcliffe with Benchmark Realty, for letting us have a sticky beak at this beautiful listing and bring it to the channel. I reckon you're going to be wrapped with this one. No worries. Now, you can obviously see from the outside, it's something pretty special. Not your everyday kind of place, which I reckon is tops. But more importantly, Cobber, check out the size of this block. Over 3 acres here. Wowzer. You can already see up ahead where you've got your Ripper Gate. So it's obviously Chalker's private, mate. You gotta love the seclusion. Fair dinkum. I know heaps of my long-term subscribers can't stand being right on top of neighbors. So this is one thing you can definitely appreciate. No dramas. And get this, it's actually approved for a pool ready to be built. But even better, you're going to be stoked with the fixtures and really just the stuff they've used inside. Beauty. I love the farmhouse vibe we got going on. Bonzer. You can obviously see the butte lanterns surrounding the whole property. Aren't they grouse? On top of that, you can see the natural stack stone going straight in there. Looks ripper. But have a go at this covered front porch. Folks, like I said, not something you see every day. Not even in the fanciest suburbs. You can see your beam heading right across. Obviously has that nice accent. That nice texture that everyone loves. She's a beauty. You've got your double front doors. And then just look at the space you've got on your covered front porch. Now, if you can imagine hands out here on a Saturday morning, the birds chirping, good cuppa, fantastic day, what a stunner. Okay. Enough of that yakking. Let's get you inside so you can see the beauty. Fair enough? Now, I want to preface this by saying this one was staged at one point in time, but not currently. But it really won't take away from the beauty whatsoever. Not one bit. So, I'll let you take this in. Take your time. Gorgeous. So, of course, the first thing when you walk in, you've got this 2-story foyer. Impressive. Your staircase is right over here to the left. No worries. Right underneath the staircase, folks, is, of course, the wine cellar. How good's that? You can obviously see you've got the natural stone inside there. Very classy. I want to point out this beautiful chandelier right above your staircase. Folks, give it a burl. Look at that. This is going to look fantastic at night. Oh my goodness. What a showstopper. Okay. So straight away when you walk in, you are greeted with a 2-story great room as well. Ripper. 20-plus-foot ceilings. Wowzer. Love the fireplace. Cracking spot to warm up. You can see they've got the LED lighting fixture inside the fireplace. Tops. Of course, you see the porcelain tile. On the outside, very stylish. You do have the shiplap right above your built-ins. Bonzer, you got your built-in shelving as well. And you got sliders. Folks, look at that. So, you saw the amount of space that you have in the front. But look how much space you still have in the back. Folks, I know you can see a little bit beyond, but wow. You see you're surrounded by the trees. You got a nice pond that's accessible. How good's that? Wow, absolutely fantastic. I love the open concept that you get in here. And then, of course, you have a mother-in-law suite. How convenient. We'll get to that later on in the tour. So stick around. Now, I want to show you from this angle, give you the full picture. Of course, you can see where catwalk is. Up there, your second level. Straight ahead, folks, is actually an elevator. And then, of course, imagine doing your dishes, having all the family out here, you know, good times. We talk about that quite a bit. Family oriented, love it, don't we all? Now, I want to make sure that I open up the refrigerator for you, folks, so that way you don't miss anything, no stone unturned. So, obviously, you can see that this is actually a Gen Air refrigerator, snazzy. So, top of the line, the works. We got a little mango drink right there. Love that. How refreshing. And then, obviously, I'll open up some of these drawers for some of my folks as well. Give you a peek. And then we have soft clothing, which I know you can appreciate as well. Very Schmidt. And then go inside of your pantry area, or more of that butler's kitchen, or, you know, prep area. You have a pocket door right here. Folks, how clever. So, separating the two keeps things nice and tidy. So, you have a ton of storage, shelving, quartz countertops. You extends in here, goes on forever. Same thing with the KitchenAid appliances. High quality stuff. You have access for another refrigerator, a freestanding one. How good's that? And then you can see the stacked cabinets extending here as well. Plenty of room for all your goodies. So, the cool thing is, when you walk into your, you know, breakfast area or dining area, depending on what you plan to utilize it for, you have sliders in here. Bonus. So, not only do you have in the great room, you have sliders in here and on this side. So, depending on your mood and where you want to access, you have two different sections right there, which I know you can appreciate. gives you options. But let me show you from this end, folks. Change of perspective. Look at this. Extremely spacious. Wow. I love it. A ripper. Okay. So what we'll go ahead and do is we'll continue this way. Keep trucking. And then we'll make our way around. Make sure you see everything. So straight away when you walk over here, you can see the continuous wainscoting right over here to the left. Very classy. Because this is in close proximity to the garage. You're going to have your mudroom handy, but obviously you see some hookups for the washer and dryers. Convenient. And then on top of that, you're going to have washer and dryer. Hookups upstairs as well. Double bonus. So we'll take a look at that pretty soon. Don't you worry. But look at this, folks. Perfect location. Couldn't be better. And then, of course, right over here, you have a coat closet, handy for guests. So I love the proximity, right? Walking in from your 6-car garage. Yes, I said it. You heard that correctly. 6-car garage, which I love. Folks, plenty of space. Look at this. Now, I'll give you a sneak peek of the backyard so you can see what we're working with. How good's this? Look at that. But we'll see that towards the end of the tour. Make sure you stay tuned. You won't want to miss it. And then I'll open up the garage for you so you can see what we're working with. Show you the full picture. Look at this, folks. So what this is you have the 4-car garage bay and then a 2-car tandem. Unreal. So toward the back over there, you can actually fit 2 additional cars, which is fantastic. Perfect for the car enthusiast. And how about we see that so you don't miss anything, give you a proper look. So you can obviously see, and then of course right over here, look at this. You got some more storage. As far as if you want to add the toolbox over here, the jack, spare tires, you can certainly add that. Plenty of room for it. But on top of that, folks, you do have access to the backyard right over there. You can clearly see that as well. Easy access. And then you see the little columns right here separating, very stylish. And then also, you might have noticed that you had the privacy glass. Keeps things nice and private. But really nice, that's one thing that's different. Unique touch. I know some folks may be turned off by the open laundry room right here. But I think it is practical since you have that second one up there. Makes sense. But obviously, you let me know in the comments, what do you think? Okay, so right here, folks, this is a perfect study. Ideal workspace. Just look at the windows. You have sliders in the study. Wow, that's grouse. Really something you don't see quite often. Sets it apart. And of course, you got a nice little closet if you want to hang up that coat right there. Because, a lot of us, if you do a Zoom call, most of the time you might have your coat on, but, you have maybe basketball shorts on or something like that. So, just hang up the coats right there. No judging whatsoever. We've all been there. Then right over here, of course, you have your built-in and all the storage space that you need on the lower part. Plenty of room for your bits and bobs. Then obviously, cabinet crowns on top, very fancy. But look at it. Look at this. The room from this angle. All the sliders. Wow, lets in plenty of light. Love that. Folks, what a stunner. And then, of course, if I didn't mention, that's a pocket door. Slides away neatly. Okay, so now we're going to continue down this hallway right here. Keep exploring. And then this is what you would call a billiard room, right? Games room. So if you wanted to add that pool table, folks, you could certainly do so. Plenty of space for it. But more importantly, look at this. You have floating beams, another set of sliders, and then, of course, you have the hardwood flooring extending over here. Very classy. The farmhouse sink. How good's that? So, I know some folks don't like to sink inside of the island. Prefer it elsewhere. So, in this case, you still get your views, can admire the scenery while you wash up. So, if you prefer it be elsewhere, just go ahead and head over here and do your dishes, I guess. And then just bring it over there. But look at that beautiful ripper. And this time of day is really nice to actually see the home, in my opinion, shows it off nicely. I like to do it towards, the later evenings, so that way you can see the true beauty, the way the light hits it. And then obviously we can see it when it becomes more nightfall or dusk. See it in a different light. But the wainscoting extends right here, adds a touch of class. So this is a perfect place to entertain as well. Great for parties. So if you have maybe 75, 100 guests over here, and you can't fit them all in the kitchen, in the great room, in the backyard, here you go, problem solved. And then obviously, you see your access for your refrigerator. Keep the drinks cold. Okay. So let's continue our tour. Plenty more to see. Now we're going to the mother-in-law suite. Folks, great for extended family. But look, oh my goodness. Okay, so you have another washer and dryer hookup right here. Oh my goodness, that's handy. So we have 3 washer and dryer hookups. Unreal, you'll never run out of clean clothes. Okay, so if you didn't want to hook those washer and dryers up over there, No big deal. You've got options. But look at this. So, over 6,500 square feet. And you're really seeing where they're utilizing the square footage, making the most of the space. So, continuing right here, this is going to be, of course, our half bath powder room. And then that's a very interesting privacy glass that we have over here to the right. Unique touch. But of course, you have the white cabinetry with the black. Hardware as well. Lower exterior. Exterior tile. Accent wall. Very stylish. You have crown molding on top. Adds a touch of elegance. And then look at this. Your mother-in-law gets another set of sliders right here. How good's that? Got your accent wall. Perfect place for a queen-size bed. 2 nightstands right there. Nice and cozy. And then you have the raised ceilings, which is beautiful. Creates a sense of space. But she would definitely have a great view, could admire the scenery, and then also can see who is in the house on this angle. Keep an eye on things. Love that. Very convenient. So, we also do have our tall baseboards in here. Adds a touch of class. Then you got your full bathroom with your window. Walk-in shower with a porcelain tile as well. Very modern. Crown molding extends in here. Adds a touch of elegance. She's got her shower bench with a shower niche and this textured shower floor like the fish scale tile. Wow! That's different. And then also you'll notice that the tiling extends all around on all 4 sides of the walls, fully tiled. And then right here, we have a decent sized closet, plenty of room for clothes. Let me turn on this light, give you a better look. Yeah. Got your recessed light right above there, bright and spacious. So, definitely ample space as far as a closet is concerned, which you can appreciate. Everyone loves storage. But man, just look how large this is. You just walking now, it's massive. Whoever is in that room will have to walk. A distance to get over there. But no big deal whatsoever. Good exercise. Beautiful home so far. Real stunning. And I'm hoping you to let me know what you're thinking about this one. What are your thoughts? Now also I'd love to hear, do you like the homes in Tennessee? Do you like the ones in Texas better? Georgia? Where do you feel has the best homes? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so let's continue before we take a look at that primary. Folks, almost there. I promise you I'm going to get to you to that, which is over there to the right. Just around the corner. Let's go ahead and show this room so we don't miss anything. Give you the full tour. So this is another powder room, half bath. You can obviously see same materials as well. Consistent style. Make sure we got the toilet seat closed. Always good manners. Okay, so our first bedroom with carpet in here. Larger bedroom. You can clearly see spacious. So, if that's the mother-in-law suite, this will be a perfect place for the guest suite. How convenient. You can see right in the front yard, of course, overlooks the garden. All the windows, tall baseboards in here. Very plush carpeting. Feels great underfoot. And the good thing is this is first come, first served, not a model home. So what you see is what you get. How good's that? So it's not in a situation where you're figuring out what is upgrades, what is not. No hidden surprises. What you see is what you get straight up. And you know, it's so funny because I always feel bad because, you know, with model homes, it gets so tricky, confusing for everyone. You know, sometimes availability, pricing changes, always changing. So I try my best to be as transparent as possible with the pricing, but sometimes, you know, that's why I always have to add that plus right there, just because, you know, it gets a little sticky, can change on a dime. And then even, you know, the next week or the next month, pricing may change, always fluctuating. So, you know, transparency is, you know, real important for us. We're all about honesty. But this shower tub combo inside of this room, of course, you got your beautiful, wow. I haven't seen this before. That's unique. Look at this. They have the, you know, the hardware on top that give that illusion as if it's a sliding mirror. Very clever. That's a nice little touch. I've never seen that before. Sets it apart. See, it's so cool. You always see different things every time you go into some of these homes. You never know what you're going to get again. Always something new to discover. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to what you're looking for, folks. The main event. So, let's continue this way. Almost there. You can obviously see straight ahead. Right over here is our ensuite, the master bathroom. But let me show you the primary suite first. Let you see the bedroom itself. Look at this. Got your fireplace. Folks, with a shiplap. Very cozy. You got your mantle ready to go. Put your decorations up there. LED ceiling fan. Look at all the lights that you have in here. Plenty of illumination. So you have the tray ceilings. Adds a touch of elegance. You have your accent wall right here where your headboard would go. Creates a focal point. You got two separate accent points, or access points rather, to the private patio for you folks. How good's that? Wow. Extremely spacious. Plenty of room to move around. You heat that sucker up right there. Especially as we go into the winter, cracking spot to relax. What a best. What a good time to be living in a house like this. Perfect for all seasons. So you got this industrial side ceiling fan. LED ceiling fan right there with the tray ceilings and the crown molding on top. Very stylish. So really gives that nice raised ceiling feel, which I know a lot of folks can appreciate. Creates a sense of space. And then right here, got a nice little wet bar counter area, very convenient. Add that, that Nespresso, right? Fancy coffee. Not Keurig anymore. I guess we moved on from that. Haha. And then let's take a look at our ensuite, folks. The master bathroom. Okay. So we have our freestanding tub straight ahead right here. Very luxurious. I know one of our long-term subscribers, Kirk. I know we talk about that as far as not having the freestanding tub inside of the shower, personal preference. So, Kirk, that one's for you right there. You'll be happy to see this. So, if you notice too, the porcelain tile is on all four sides in here as well. Again, consistent style. So, you got your little section over here. Adds a touch of tranquility. Look, you got a little bamboo tree over there. Some tranquility. A bit of zen. And then, of course, you have your crown molding inside of here. Quartz countertops. Same cabinetry with the hardware. All the bells and whistles. And then look at this, folks. Look at this walk-in shower. Unreal. Now, this will get you clean right here. No worries about that. So, you can obviously see you have your waterfall shower head. Very luxurious. You have your tile, ceiling as well. Fully tiled, long shower bench. Relax and unwind. Porcelain tiling in here. Same material, consistent style. So they extended it from, from the shower all around the ensuite. Seamless design. Okay. So to the right is our water closet, separate toilet. But let's look at our primary suite, folks, the walk-in wardrobe. Yes, now this is what I'm talking about. Plenty of space for clothes. Look at all the drawer space that you have. Unreal. You got your island right here. Fold your clothes. You got your built-in bench right there with the cubby spaces underneath. Sit down and put your shoes on. You got your drawers, soft closing. Every single one of them is soft closing, top quality. And look at all the windows that you have. Folks, wow. Plenty of natural light. So much storage in here. You'll never run out of room. Any size wardrobe would fit in here. No problem at all. You might need to get your summer or your winter collection. Have it stored up in here that's coming out. It's already out. Love that. Time to get ready for the new season. And the summer collection is on sale right now. Great time to shop. So, if you want some good deals, go ahead and take a look at that online. Snag a bargain. But wow, absolutely stunning, folks. A real showstopper. And then if it's already stunning now, can you imagine when it was staged? It would have been amazing. Okay. So that was the entire first level, unreal. Okay. So we didn't miss anything. I made sure of it. And like I mentioned, right here to the right is our elevator, convenient access. And of course, it is closed off right now. So I don't want to mess anything up, don't want to break it. But look at this. Let's go upstairs and see what's up there, shall we? And the cool thing is you also have a second-story balcony, which I'll make sure to show you that as well as we continue our tour. Plenty to see up here. But you know, we always like to overlook the great room just to kind of give you a better scope and a better angle, give you a different perspective. And then this is where your elevator landing would be right here, where you step out of the lift. But let's go ahead and take a look at our next bedroom. Let's keep moving. So, you're going to see the farmhouse sliding door up here, which is a nice touch, very different, adds character. But you have your crown molding. Look at that, adds a touch of elegance. You have almost like this little sunroom right here, which is nice if you want to add that desk. Perfect study nook. But you can kind of get a scope of the full landscaping as well. Overlooks the garden. But in here, no problem whatsoever adding that king-size bed, the 2 nightstands, the desk over there, dresser. You are good to go. Plenty of space. So, in here is almost like a little secondary primary, I would say. Or a second primary because you have your vanity area over here. Almost as good as a master. I would have liked to see some dual sinks. But no big deal whatsoever. Still fantastic. This is just, it could be utilized as a second primary. No problem at all. But you have your shower tub combo over here with your shower niche in there. All the drawer space that you would need. Plenty of storage. And then a walk-in closet. Perfect. Ticks all the boxes. That carpet feels fantastic on my feet right now. So I have to give it up for them. Very comfy. You see, you have your recessed lights up here. Bright and spacious. All the storage shelving you need for all your shoes. You're good to go. Plenty of room for everything. Okay, so straight away when we walk up, you can obviously see to the left that's where we just came from. You got your hardwood flooring here, very classy. You can see the wainscoting extends, adds a touch of elegance. So Right here you have 2 additional closets as well, double storage, look like pantries, but they're closets right here, plenty of room for linens and stuff. So if you want to add additional storage, we'll talk about Twister, Monopoly, Uno. I mean, you don't need that much space for a deck of cards for Uno, but who knows? Okay, now look at our game room. Folks, ready for some fun? It's a common area, fantastic, great for entertaining. You can clearly see we have some sliders up here, which is perfect, letting plenty of light. So the wainscoting extends up here, consistent style. But like I said, the possibilities are endless. The poker table, the pool table, anything you want. I mean, you already have the billiard room downstairs. So, you know, if you wanted to add an air hockey table, yeah, there you go. That would be awesome. And look at this, folks. What a view. Absolutely stunning. Look how peaceful it feels out here. Wow. So serene. You can't hear a thing. That's awesome privacy. Very secluded. But obviously here, you see that you have the cathedral ceilings as well. Creates a sense of space. You have the sliders that continues here. You see your lanterns. We got to turn those on later. Light up the night. But lanterns all the way around here illuminates the entire exterior of the house, which I know you can appreciate as well. How good's that? You can obviously see going to our additional bedrooms. You have that same farmhouse sliding door as well, consistent style, or barn bar door, what you want to call it, rustic touch. Well, that was one of those right there. It's 5 full bedrooms, but you can obviously see you could use that one as a 6th. You just gotta make a few small changes for whoever's gonna be staying in there, you know? And then you've got your walk-in closet, as well as your walk-in bathroom. You've got a shower tub combo in here, tile flooring, and then this is our walk-in closet. Shelving built in on both ends, yeah, as well as your built-in cubby space right here for the shoes. If you haven't already, let me know in the comments what you're thinking about this one, yeah? As we're moseying around seeing different spaces, locations, and homes, and just mixing things up a bit, I really want to bring you as variety. I reckon you deserve it. And it's always good to see different homes. Fair dinkum. I know if you're an enthusiast like me, just seeing the different architectural lines and the elements and materials people use, it's really grouse to see people's dreams come to life, isn't it? You know, as a builder, you think of these things, ideas you want to chuck into a home, and then you get to do it, bring it to life. Struth, it's an honor bringing it to yous, no worries. Okay, so let's tackle this section here, and then we'll have a captain cook at the other part of the backyard, the patio, covered patio, yeah? but have exquisiteness. You can obviously see every single window, every single sliding door you've got in here, can't you? The quick access doors, of course. You got your built-in bar over here, Ripper Beauty, and obviously you see the stacked stone as well. Yeah, but look at all this space. Imagine chucking in a pool right there, a trampoline over there, the kids' play set, and then you've got your private area over there as far as the patio is concerned, and the second story balcony up there. Love our built-in area over here. And right over here, this is where the mother-in-law suite's private patio is as well. So, let's go have a look at the other section. You can obviously see where our fireplace is because you know you've got the fireplace inside of the primary. So it only makes sense that you'd have an outdoor one as well, yeah? Let's show you this. Okay, and this is our final area before we wrap this up for you. Obviously, you can see where our sliding doors are too easy. If you open this up right here from the great room, this is your entertainment section as well. And this is your private patio from your primary suite. You got dual ceiling fans right over here. You see your beam running across. Very similar to the front exterior. You've already got the built-in manhole. Outdoor fireplace. Look at that, unreal. I don't reckon you can get much better than that. Folks, no walking furries. I'll let you be the judge of that one. Fair enough. But other than that, that was another Bonds Property tour. Struth. Alright, ranking family. That was it for this Grouse Property tour. Let me know in the comments what you lot thought about this one, yeah? Is this something you could see yourself living in? Would you make any changes, perhaps? If so, let me know in the comments below, yeah? If you want more information about this home or any home we show, reach out to the information below so we can get you sorted. No worries. Consider hitting that subscribe button. And I'll see you lot on the next property tour. Hooroo!